Hamilton City Council said no today to one of the main proposals to deal with homeless encampments in the city, but the issue left deep disagreements between councillors, with one member being booted out of the council chamber. Al Sweeney is covering the story for us, joining us live in studio tonight with the details. Al.
Matt, this is something you don't see too often in Hamilton. One of the councillors, Matt Francis, was expelled for the day in the middle of this debate. It was all about whether to support using the notwithstanding clause to remove encampments from the city's parks. Councillor Francis moved a motion aimed at eventually getting encampments out of parks.
It's time to act now. And rather than being so intent on standing up for drug addicts, using our parks as a provincial campground, we need to start standing up for the rights of the everyday taxpayers.
The mayor had a problem with his language, saying it reflected on the motives of other councillors and demanded an apology. He refused and was ordered out.
The mover of the motion has been expelled from the meeting.
But Francis said he's going to keep fighting policies that he says attract homeless from other cities to Hamilton.
Problem is, people are going to continue to come to Hamilton from all over the place.
His motion called on the city to ask Premier Doug Ford to use the Constitution's notwithstanding clause. That would allow the province to overrule a court decision saying the homeless have a right to camp in parks. After Francis was removed, Councillor Mike Spadafora moved ahead with the motion.
We have residents who are fearful. We have residents who don't feel comfortable going into their parks. And just some of the interaction, or a lot of the interaction that's happened with the unsheltered, has caused a lot of fear.
He had the support of several councillors.
They are taking their kids to the parks and they're experiencing people yelling and screaming and cursing and throwing things and threatening. They're experiencing seeing people laying on the ground in a stupor with a needle hanging out of the arm.
Please, let's not abandon again the large segment of our population that simply want to enjoy safely, peacefully, their one natural area being their neighborhood park without fear.
But the homeless say they've got nowhere else to go, and others on council argue the notwithstanding clause wouldn't accomplish anything.
It's a very knee-jerk reaction to saying, well, we're going to invoke this clause or ask the Premier to invoke this clause and do what? There's no solution at the other end of this. It still leaves us in the same place that we're in, where we have these tensions in our community, where we have people who are suffering in parks.
We have always been a compassionate community, the City of Hamilton, but there is compassion fatigue right now because of exactly that. People want to be able to utilize parks and public spaces. I understand that, as well as everybody else understanding that. The reality is that in order for us to successfully do that, the notwithstanding clause is not going to make a lick of difference.
The mayor says what would make a difference is support from the province to pay for things like housing and mental health and addiction services. The motion supporting the notwithstanding clause was defeated by a vote of 9-6. After being expelled for the day, Councillor Francis indicated he'll be back.